Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. So, want to hear the good news? Our air conditioning is fixed. And we're at home. Yay! So I'm coming to you live from my own studio. Hip hip hooray! That's making me so happy. I can't even describe how happy that's making me. I have a hodgepodge of things I want to do today. So I hope you do too. So I hope that you just pull out your flower fodder and let's paint some. And then I have like some little artsy parts that I want to work on, and I have a background that I want to work on. So I have all the things, like I said, all the things. Good morning, Sue. Sue, did you get your invite for the art class? Oh, no, you didn't, because I'm still in the process of making that. Never mind. But look for an email from me today. But Linda, I sent a bunch of, every day I have somebody take sign up for one of my previous classes. So if it's on my website, that means you can still take those classes. The content is really good, I promise. And you're going to get 2 hours, 2 hours of plus usually. 2 hours of artsy content, and you'll just grow artistically, and that's just my goal in life, is to empower people artistically. Good morning, Valerie. How are you this morning? So happy to see you. Everybody, make sure you have a big drink. Yes, we are home, and we are so happy. And it's weird. Jeff and I were talking last night. Like, does it feel like we're kind of having to adjust to being home? That's kind of a weird feeling, but we are. Anyway. So I have a bunch of things that I wanted to play with, and I wanted to, good morning, Nance. I really want to continue to work with this set of watercolor paints from the Art of Soil. And so I have some ideas of things that I want to do with that. So I have coated a page with watercolor ground in my art journal that I want to begin this process. That it's going to take a bit because it's going to have to dry and stuff. So I thought we should probably start with that. If you're brand new here, or you know someone who would like to hang out with us and do the things we do, please encourage them to like, follow. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Like, follow, comment, and share. And Corbiere-Scott Designs on the following social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then ask to join our 2 private Facebook groups, Stitch Along with Anne and Corbiere-Scott Designs. Remember, those are Facebook groups, not a Facebook page. You're on the Facebook page right now. For all things Anne and Artsy, go to AnneCorbiereScottDesigns.com. That means my art classes, my art printables, my artsy washi, all of that. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And here we go. I wanted to, I might need to move this. There we go. Okay, this is the page that I've prepped, right? I am having some allergies this morning, you guys, like nobody's business. It's been very windy here, and I think that's what's kicking up all kinds of stuff in the air. Okay, so my vision for this page is I wanted to do a green background, just greens, right? Because then I have a sheet, a copy of flower fodder printed on copy paper. So I wanted to have like this green bed for all of these flowers to lay on. That's my vision. So, but I wanted this to be kind of meadow-ish. Does that make sense? Like I wanted well, you'll see. I wanted like a variety of greens. So I'm just going to start with the darkest green. And I'm just going to get some little spots on here. There we go. Wet my brush again. Okay, now let's move on to the next color. So clean that off. Get our brush wet again. And now we're going to go to Coastal Waters. See what we get there. There we go. I hemmed and hawed about this background. Like, do I want to paint it like solidly one color, or do I want some variety? And I just kind of kept going back to variety. I really wanted the variety. I wanted some texture, but it to be kind of open-minded. I have to blow my nose. Sorry, you guys. I wanted it to be like open-ended texture. I know that probably doesn't make sense. But it's going to look ugly before it looks cute. So if you're following along, just know it's going to look ugly before it looks cute. And I have my little tabletop fan here. Kind of trying to dry my paint. Okay. Now let's move on to the next. Chlorophyll. That's a really pretty color. And I'm going to paint the flowers with these same paints. I really want to, like I said, every time I get a new product, I want to put it through its paces. You know what I mean? I want to Good morning, Tam. I like to make it do its work, you know? I want to get to know it. And so the way to get to know any medium is to use it. Use it a lot. Try it in lots of different on different substrates and different okay. So I think right? So now we have one more. We have that shine. Remember, and that's that funky lime green. Oh, I love it so much. And it's starting to bleed into the other colors, and that's okay with me. kind of digging that. I just wanted a really variegated background. So you guys, I saw, I keep getting paint on the page before. I saw this interview with Stephen Colbert. But anyway, he was interviewing Dr. Francis Collins. And he was talking about they were talking about how that most people know. I just want to kind of fill in with this shine. I'm digging that. Most people know that exercise can build endorphins, right? And we all try to incorporate that into our lives and have felt that difference that exercise gives us, right? But Stephen Colbert was asking, is there something else that we can do that will produce endorphins? And the doctor said something that's so easy for us to do. I promise. We can all incorporate it into our day. Music. Music is known to give you endorphins. So he talked about, the doctor talked about how music will give you dopamine, will send dopamine to your ventral stradium, something like that. So then I was like, well, I want to know what that is. So I looked up ventral stradium. Is it stradium? STRIATUM. Stratum. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so I looked it up, and what that is the part of your brain, the region in your brain that is involved in reward processing, goal-directed behavior, that kind of thing. And I thought, so he says that if you're listening to music and it's a particularly moving piece of music, then that's when the dopamine happens. And I thought, well, lots of music moves me, right? And, you guys, this is looking just how I wanted it to look. And wait till you see the next step. So that made me start to think about how here in Corbiere-Scott Designs, we talk about music all the time, and how, oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside to dry. Clean off my brush, lay that aside. Oh, I wondered about that, Tam. You know what? I saw that she was going to be at Art in the Park in Boise. Okay, so now I have these pieces that I need to finish painting, that we were painting in the hotel room the other day. So I thought, let's play with those some more. And these are going to be, because these are on watercolor paper, they're going to be on different, unpacking my little travel art bag here. I've got washi in here, and a pencil sharpener, because I have a bunch of colored pencils. I have a paintbrush. I have a bunch of gel pens. All manner of things. So these are all going to be on other projects, not in my art journal, because you know that I don't like to put a heavy something on top of a light something. It just makes it floppy. It doesn't make it. That's why I think like copy paper. My art printables printed on copy paper and coated with watercolor ground, if you're going to put water soluble products on it, is the best way, because then you've got equal weights and then one isn't overpowering the other. Anyway, but these, I just thought, you know what? Let's just paint a little bit. That just always relaxes me and makes me feel good. So I don't know what color I want to do in here just yet. So I'm just going to start painting. So let's move these. Let's paint some new ones. And then I'll think about those two that need a little something. Okay, so I'm home. I'm, oh my gosh, I slept so good last night, you guys, in my own bed with my own pillow. Not that the bed at the hotel was bad. It wasn't. I slept pretty decently, but there's just nothing like your own pillow, is there? And your own covers and your own mattress, right? Oh my gosh, did anybody see the card that Tessa made with this big flower? She painted it like a sunflower and then she foiled it. Oh my gosh, I will repost it to my social media today. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm feeling like, let's do this, what's it called? False cinnabar. I'm feeling like I want to do a little ombre-ishness. So I'm thinking I just want to do like the base here. Then I want to move into sunset, and then I want to move into DMW yellow at the edge. I just think that might be really pretty and a fun experiment. And that's what it all is, isn't it? It's just a great big fun experiment. Okay. Oh, I went over that. So I'm going to have to color these little dots with a gel pen, I think. I just painted over one. I didn't want to do that, but I did. And so, you know, I do love my gel pens, so I think we'll be okay. So anyway, I was thinking about the music thing, and I was thinking about this new artist that I've started to explore, and his name is Tyler Childers, Childers, and he sings a song that you might have heard just on the radio, and it's called I'm All Yours and You're All Mine. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And when I listen to, I think it's maybe it's a generational thing, but we used to listen to music like, we would just go to a friend's house and just listen to their new album. We would just sit. I remember sitting on Shelley O'Leary's bed, and we would just listen to whatever new album that I brought to her house or that she got, and we would learn all the lyrics, and we would just chat and visit, and we would oftentimes listen to that music over and over. And you know, I find myself, I still listen to things over and over, because it's kind of like an art material, right? I just keep learning new bits about the music, like I do an art medium, by just getting to know it. I just listen to it over and over again. And so I've been listening to a lot of his music over and over again. And, oh my gosh, you guys. I just really, he's quite twangy. I love that. But his lyrics are just, stupendous. Shut up. Look at how cute that's looking already. So give that song a listen if you get the chance. I think you'll like it. Oh my gosh, and I saw this other thing. Do you remember when we were talking about Casey Musgraves and her song Mind Your Biscuits and Life Will Be Gravy, about minding your own business? I saw a little TikTok about Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was touring, on their campaign tour. He went into this restaurant and he saw this chalkboard that had a painting, or, some lettering on it. And it said, mind your business and life will be gravy. And so he was like, oh my gosh, take a picture of that. That's what I say all the time about people would just, life would be so much easier if people just would mind their own business. And so he had a picture taken with the whole staff of the restaurant in front of that chalkboard. And then they took a picture of that chalkboard. So I thought, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to see that somewhere on social media now, because I watched that. You know how social media is. But anyway, it just reminded me of the power of music and the power of lyrics and the power of words and the power of art. So, I just thought it was just fun that somebody else noticed it, because we had already talked about it. Us, we're trendsetters. Well, actually, Casey Musgraves is a trendsetter, but you get the idea. Now it's in my head. Those earworms that happen? Well, it's in my head right now. And remember yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, we were talking about things on repeat? Like what's on repeat in your head? Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this beautiful flowers looking like a sunset, isn't it? I think I want to come in with some more orange and just kind of play with that a little bit. Just want to deepen it a little bit. Then I'll come back and do the same with the red. Give it another coat. I've got some harsh lines, I know, so I'll come back and soften those once things have dried and settled in. I'm using lots of water this morning, so I'm getting lots of buckle in my paper, but that's okay. All right. Oh my gosh, Valerie, right? I do remember, like, we would just, Shelley O'Leary and I would just read together. We would, yes, 17 magazine, Tiger Beat, Mad magazine. I remember when my sister and I went through a big Mad magazine phase. Anyway, we are home and we are so happy. I can't even tell you. It took the guy about 2 hours, and then all of a sudden I was like, do I feel cold air on my legs? I believe I do. It was delightful. Hey, Carolee, how are you this morning? Anywho, mind your business and life will be gravy. I thought that was so good. So I'm gonna, see, I'm gonna have to use some gel pens on this after. Just deepen that ever so slightly. Okay. I'm gonna set that aside to dry, but I do have something I wanted to share with you. I don't know what colors I want to do these, but I'm kind of feeling like these are on watercolor paper, yes. I do have a sheet on copy paper that I'm going to coat with watercolor ground so that I can put them on my page in my art journal. But I'm thinking, because these are yellows and oranges, maybe I kind of stick with red, yellow, and orange, and maybe a little pink, I'm feeling like. So anyway, that's that. But I wanted to share with you, the other day we had talked about, I had painted these other flowers, and remember I have these 2 Rolodex cards that I covered with artsy papers that Debbie sent me, and so I wanted to look at that. Stop it. Let's see if I can get a little closer so you can see. Burr, 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 burr. There we go. Stop it right this minute. Remember, this is the one that I told you looked like Monet's lily pads, right? So I could do here or I could do up. I kind of like it when it's up, kind of just off the edge a little bit. I just love that kind of vibe. I'm thinking this side, if I do this side, then this really kind of shows. So I'm gonna take my watercolor pieces and just kind of rub those with my thumbs, and the heat from my fingers is going to start to break up the fibers of that watercolor paper, and it's going to just make it more pliable, right? So this one I've already enhanced, right? I have some colored pencil on here. I have a little bit of jelly pen around here, right? I have all the things. So this one is ready to be adhered. So I think for this, I'm going to use some wet glue because I want this to really stick. So I've got my art glitter glue, which I love, love, love. Let's get there we go. I love this needle nose applicator because it kind of limits the amount of glue that comes out. That makes me kind of happy. So I like to get some good glue coverage down, whoops, on the center, in the center of the flower, and then once I put it down, because I have this needle nose, I can see, I think I want that to kind of go over the edge. So I'm just, there we go. I love when there's stuff sticking out like that. So let's set that down. can put Susan's rock on top of there and get that good sticking downness. Now let's do this one. So this one, let's put the flower on this side, but let's do the same thing with our Rolodex card, because by putting that paper on top, that's going to kind of curl it this way. So if we just, with our hands, ever so gently, heat that up with the heat from our hands, and break those fibers ever so slightly. Oh, so pretty. But this one, I think I want to do something with it. I want to do some, I don't know. Let's get some colored pencils out and some jelly pens. So this is quite a, so I have this mauve pencil. Let's see what that does. Just little bits. There we go. I know, it's so pretty, isn't it? It totally makes me want to go out and get some gold paint for jelly printing. So I'm just going to work up my sides. You know, we know that the base is going to be deeper, right? Because that's where the petal meets the center of the flower. We know that's good. But then we've got these little areas. Remember we talked about some petals that were a little deeper that just kind of naturally happened. Sections of petals, I should say. So let's enhance that just ever so slightly. So I'm not putting any pressure on my colored pencil. Right? I'm just letting it slide across the paper and see what pigment just kind of picks up. By the sliding across the paper, what just kind of naturally happens. There we go. There we go. Back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And just do that circly blend. Oh, look at that. It's making me so happy. Let's see what else we got in here. I have, I was thinking, because these are so small, let's sharpen our pencil so that we get, we have a nice point for those small areas. And I believe this is Spanish orange, another fave. I love that color. Let's just get a little bit of dimension in here. I'm going to paint over that, or color over that little bit of purple that kind of went in. Just deepen these colors just a little bit. Just that little bit. Look what that's done. That's so pretty. I think I have some of my, I'm going to scoop these over. Oh, everybody take a drink. Gotta stay hydrated. 64 ounces. Completely doable. We can all do that. Okay, I'm going to take this, the Roy G. Biv washi. I wanted to do a couple of the little sections in here. All right. That. And I have my... So I'm not giving this any pressure. I'm just using my bone folder. Now I'm going to use my X-Acto. Right? And just add little bits of cuteness. Right? Let's see what we got here. And I don't care if it's straight up and down or sideways. I don't care. I just want that little bit of contrast. I love my X-Acto knife. I've loved it since art school. And here's the funny thing. I hated it in art school. But like I said, I got to know it. And I realized what it could do for me. Oh, come on. So let's do a big area. Let's do that piece up. Let's do this section here. So that means I'm just, like I said, I'm just no pressure on with my bone folder. I just want to be able to see my lines, right? There we go. Oh, come on. Now I can take my bone folder and really burnish that down into the flower. Let's do one here and one here. All those little touches just enhance what your work. All of these little bits and bobs are just gonna, well, besides the fact that they'll just make you happy, it's just filled with visual interest, right? So I'm going to go to the tippity top of this piece. I'm doing another big piece. And then just my finger as my burnisher there. And cut off there. Turn, turn, turn. It's kind of that same, you know, when fussy cutting became a thing, it became not just cut it out, but then it was called fussy cutting. Lots of people talked about like methods to fussy cut, like to turn your paper. Hey Deb, look at, I'm making something with your papers. So I need a little piece for down here. Lots of people talked about like techniques for fussy cutting. And one of the ones that, like the most popular one, was to like turn your substrate and not your scissor. Right? So the same is kind of true with an X-Acto. I find the more I turn my substrate, I get better cuts. You just have to, and X-Acto knife skills are just like everything else. You just need to practice, practice, practice. And believe me, in art school, we got a lot of practice because we had no scissors. Everything was X-Acto knife. Everything. I think this piece, because it's so cool, such a cool shape. Okay. Let's get that off. There we go. See what that does. And I like to do it kind of in sections like that. Do one side, do the other side, and now I'll do the tippity top. Stop it right now. Look at that. Oh, it's making me so happy. Okay, so now, I'm going to adhere this on this side, I believe. Oh, and I didn't remember to put my pin in. Let's see if if it got globby on the end. There we go. Now, so like I said, I'm just going to do the center of the flower. Let's smush that down, and we'll put the rock on top of that one, and then here's the first one. So now I just need to build up, like I need to come up with a sentiment on here, and I think it might be mind your business and life will be gravy. I'm feeling like that's what this one is going to be. And then I don't know what we're going to do on this one. I don't know. Okay. Whoa, sorry about that. Okay, so that's those two things. But I really I'm not going to finish anything, I swear. I really want to share with you my next step on my background, and then we'll pick it up next week. We'll, continue to work on all of these things next Thursday. Put my pin in my glue. Okay, so here's what I wanted to share with you as far as the background goes. So we were talking the other day about, I ordered some new, remember I told you that there were some new, oh, look at it, it's so pretty. There were some new stencils from, if you are a jelly print person, then you would know Birgit Koopsen. And she has some new stencils out from Stencil Girl. So I ordered them, and these are two of the ones that I ordered from Birgit's collection. This one says, "Rainbow is my favorite." Love that. And it just keeps repeating and varies the font size. Oh my gosh, the possibilities with this are endless. Wait till Tessa gets a hold of this. She's going to go crazy. She's our rainbow lover, And then she had these two that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, what could I do with that? And then there's another artist, and her name escapes me, but she has some that are, Watson. Her last name is Watson. Okay, so this is numbers. I don't know if you can see that. Numbers, like repeated numbers. Can you see that on that background? Does it show up? Yeah, I think so. Okay, and then this one is by Watson also. And this is a repeat of whenever there's this goes back to like a million years ago. in, and I think I might still have one. They were called Sept, and they were rub-on letters that that graphic artists used, and that's what we used a lot in art school, because my degree is in graphic design. This lorem ipsum, that was the sample of letters that they would give you of each font. So this is a small version, and this is a bigger one. See it? Lorem ipsum. Anyway, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to take some, I need something, I'll use this piece of toilet paper wrapper as a little bit of a, let's do it this way. There we go. It's a little bit of a barrier behind my so I don't hit that page behind. Okay, so now I have, and I had taken this to the hotel and then brought it right back home. So I have some distress inks. I have crushed olive and peeled paint. Let's go with peeled paint first and see what happens. So here's my thought. So I have my painted background, yeah, and then I wanted to do some, do I want to do this or do I want to do the letters? I'm kind of feeling like maybe the letters or the numbers. Well, I didn't want any, I didn't want to use stencil butter. I have every color of stencil butter because I didn't want dimension. I just wanted color. So I think I'm going to go with peeled paint first. I'm just going to take my blending tool and fill that. And then I'm just going to rub that through the stencil. And I thought I could just, oh, stop it. Look at that. Look at that. Randomly get some of these letters on here. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. And I just wanted this to be all greens, all just layers and layers and layers of green, right? And all shades of green. Okay, let's scoop that over. And I just want to randomly put some of these letters down. But I didn't want them to be connected in any way. Just kind of just random all over. And just like no particular start or stop session. No area. Like I didn't want there to be a sharp edge anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted it to be this randomly. Okay, stop it right this very minute. I'm loving this so much. I'm loving it so much. Let's do a little bit on the very edge. Oh, so happy. Okay, then I wanted to take another. That's so funny, Deb. I love it. Now I have crushed olive, which is another big fat favorite of mine. And I'm going to take another stencil. So what if what if we did these flowers, but they were green in the background, and then we're going to layer flowers on top. So let's get some crushed olive on here. Then I just thought we could do the same thing. We'll just randomly... Oh, look, I have some of that going on up there, that stencil. Oh, this sponge is disintegrating as I use it. So I'm going to have to do some removal. Some brushing off. I'm done with this, but... Look at that. That is making me all kinds of happy. And I could because this stencil is kind of like two stencils in one, I can just do bits, right? Every now and again. And I can vary my pressure with my blending tool, sometimes light, sometimes dark. Whoops. A little flip there. And it's a different color green, so I'm going to get, it's not going to really, oh my gosh. You guys, it's making me so happy. Okay. All right, I'm going to set that aside and clean up my big fat mess. Sort of. Set all those stencils up there. I'm going to shake off all of these bits and pieces. All these crumbs. Brush those aside. Okay. All right, so do you see this is like this beautiful meadow, right? And then next week we're going to paint the flowers that are going to go, right here on this bed of green. And who knows, we could add more to it this week. I don't know. I'm going to set this back up here. Okay. And then this might be a good time to do comfort book. Okay. No. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to write that article for free. No, I am not on for Tuesday. No, I don't want another drink. No, I don't agree with you on that actually. No, I can't always snap out of it. No, I wasn't rude when I didn't get back to a message I never saw. No, if it's okay, I don't want to collaborate with you. No, I'm not dumbing down. No, I can't do any dates in July. No, I don't want your leaflet. No, I don't want to continue watching. No, my niceness is not weakness. No, they aren't the next Beatles. No, I'm not going to take that crap. No, my masculinity does not mean I shouldn't cry. No, I don't need to buy what you're selling. No, I'm not ashamed to make time for myself. No, I'm not going to your school reunion when you never spoke to me at school. No, I will no longer apologize for being myself. No. No is a good word. It keeps you sane. In an age of overload, no is really yes. It is yes to having the space you need to live. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, what did you say, Sue? Do you have another list where you got those stencils from? I can make a list. You know what? What if I put that in the newsletter this week? I could put it in the newsletter this week, and then and I'll put links to the ones that I used. Oh my gosh. This is a crumbling mess. So be sure to open your, because if I post it here, then it gets lost. But if I put it in the email, then you know it's always in that one spot. So, how are we doing on time? We're pretty close. So, I think, I'm loving this so much, but I feel like it even has some of that green on there. I feel like I might want to do, well, number one, I think I want to burnish these in really well. Burnish that washi tape in. There we go. And now I'm giving it a little pressure when I'm burnishing it. Oh, Debbie, I'm so grateful for these papers. It's just fun to see like how somebody else sees something. Do you know what I mean? And you have different paints than me, and you have different stencils than me, and you have, do you know what I mean? That's the beauty of sharing artwork. Okay, this guy, let's come back. And let's try to soften, although I'm kind of digging that. This one I don't like so much because it's like more of a harsh line. Take that excess pigment off my brush, right? I can work that water in and then dab off the excess pigment. And I'm going to get a really cool water line here. I don't, you know, a watercolorist would certainly want a smooth transition. I'm more mixed media. Sometimes I really like that smooth transition, but sometimes, like this is kind of making me happy. Do you see this, like where that orange just kind of funkified that yellow? I'm kind of digging that. This, I'm feeling like I might, I don't know. There we go. This is the most mesmerizing for me, just working out little tiny details like that. Oh, it makes me so happy. But you do want to clean off that pigment off your brush so that you don't contaminate another color. You know what I mean? Me too, Tam. Me too. I think I'm getting close on time. Am I? Can you tell what I'm going to be doing right after I sign off? I do have work to do. Other work. It's making me so happy. It's making me so happy. I did, remember on the, on this one I did that water splat. Kind of digging that. I'm thinking, I wonder if I want to do it there. I don't know. Maybe I need to ponder it. Oh, I'm over. Okay, so be sure to comment, be sure to like, be sure to share. Anybody that you think might like what we do here. I adore you all. I am ever so grateful for your constant support. That means every time you buy a washi tape, every time you buy a class, every time you buy a art printable, it is so greatly appreciated. It keeps me able to be a working artist. And so be sure to look for and open your newsletter tomorrow. Remember, if you don't open them, then you're going to get bumped off. So just open them. That's really important. And we got to get somebody else over to Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, because we're still sitting at 666. We got to get somebody else to follow over there, because we got to get the devil out of there. Not today, Satan. I adore you all. Thanks so much, everybody. See you in the newsletter. Bye.